Gotta go. Girl talk.
Boom! Hard in. Ooh, that was a very thoughtful pose, Alex.
Hard in.
That was
Yeah, well,
that
that
was.
that music, it gets me very in a very inquisitive, thoughtful mood.
Are you thinking? Hang on, I was about to say, are you thinking about politics? But it was like that was last night. That was toy
Yeah.
anxiety.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. So you get another night of Doell and Alex.
Real quick, curiously, in the
Yeah.
chat, is our theme music? Does it sometimes come in? Did it come in laggy this time for you guys? Because sometimes on the replay, I'll notice it's like maybe it's just when you're at in Saskatoon and the internet's not quite as strong. But like sometimes it's like it's like all garbled and slow.
Oh, so if you're watching on the replay, just so everyone kind of knows, so I get a warning being like, it's not a copyright strike, but they're like, yo, you can't really use this song, but these people are kind of claiming it's theirs, but they've got no proof, so we can't monetize it. So then I just get YouTube to mute it on the replay, so that we can stay monetized and make just enough to pay for StreamYard. So it's just that's what's happening.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. I really gotta figure out how to do this. Like Alexi has everything to load it up onto Spotify. I need to get that from her.
Nice.
That's what it comes down to. Just that's what it has to be. All right, let's dude. We did Toy Anxiety last night.
We did.
There was a lot of stuff that happened that I feel like we didn't get to touch on because Craig wanted to. It was a Toy Anxiety version of this is a very special episode. Right? Like, and poor Abby and Jacob were just like, we're talking about what now? Like the two that do not follow anything that's happening outside their city block. So it was really interesting, but it was really, I feel like it was for considering what the topic was, which by the way was about the possible incoming tariffs across the board going in and out of America. And it stayed pretty civil, and I thought the chat was pretty civil too, because you never know what's gonna you never know with topics like that. So for anyone that was there in the chat, thank you for being civil about it. That's all. I was really happy with that. I was like, man, what a really nice community. But hey, that's not the only big changes going on, or maybe we don't know for sure, Alex. The topic I chose today was actually more about toys.
Yeah.
Because there was something we did not cover. There was more Spinmaster leaks. I don't know if these are leaks or just listings.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I know I wanted to talk about those, which would lead into our next conversation, which is, and I want the chat to get in on this too. And I'll say hi to Hugh in a second. Where do we want to see DC goes? Apparently, well, Spinmaster has the master license, not McFarlane.
It's like it's like there's like the master toy license and then the master collector license. It's like two different things. So yeah,
and both are up for grabs. Who do we want to see go where? Do we want them to go to the same place, different place?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about.
We'll get into it.
We're going to do some fantasy booking of the pros and cons of a bunch of different, toy companies. Talk about how amazing Mondo is. And
also, real quick, plug for the Team Vitio, which is what I'm rocking behind me here. These cases, they are, there's no glass. Like the shelves are glass, but they're not like detolfs. They're not like encased. So the figure's like nice out in the open. I bought these like these are like magnetic like kitchen cabinet lights from Amazon to like light them up, and I have them on right now, but they also have like a motion detector thing, so like they only turn on when you're
Or are they gonna turn off halfway through and
Yeah, no, I have them set to on mode, but usually they're set to motion detect. But
that's actually a brilliant idea. Maybe I'll do that with some lights too, especially with my Star Wars stuff to give it that.
Yeah, it's a good It's really taken my collection to the next level, I have to say.
Right? Should we say hello to the chat?
Let's do.
Yeah, and now that you pointed out your shelves, I can't stop staring. Like they're really cool.
You want to join Team Vizio?
I got no, dude. I have no money. I have no space. Let's say hi to everybody. We got Video Power Gaming is here, right? And he says, "Thanks for designing awesome figures, Alex."
Oh, thank you.
He got a Clayface exclusive.
Sick.
Dorlaxian is here. Stanley Eberhard. Andrews Jada Toys. Also, what happens to DC Direct again? I believe. Well, we'll get into it. Let's see if we can figure it out. Maybe we can solve a mystery. Call Robert Stat. Christopher Negri.
Ultra Magnus?
Ultra Magnus.
We got to do like a Transformers talk at some point.
Really? Because I know nothing about it.
I digest.
Well, you'd have to teach me all about it. Because I would know nothing. Make Mine Marvel Legends. Gotta give a special shout out to these guys. This guy, I think also might be secretly the Ryan Doell fan club. Been helping me a lot with because I'm terrible at posting for Instagram. It's just like, why are we doing this? But I did a couple posts recently, and then we've been doing some collaborations or whatever it is, collabing. What do kids? Yeah, whatever kids call it. So thanks to Make Mine Marvel Legends, because we've been sharing the posts of his pickups with the Target Batman Forever posts.
Right, the retro collection.
Yeah, and he takes really good photos of figures of just like, hey, this is what they are. Check them out. Really good stuff, right? And yes, whoever gets the license, please, for the love of God, make them 6-inch. And don't forget the ladies. I agree. Bionic Funk is here. The professor of Ricketts putting her squeeze down to the Saskatoon Pickatang. Derek, good evening to you as well, fam. Awesome seeing you. Daith is here. Mr. Johnny Cock. Our Masterverse 6-inch or 7-inch?
They kind of, well, because He-Man characters are big. So I think it's like around the 7-inch.
Right,
like I have Skeletor. He's definitely I think 7-inch.
Okay, yeah, I have the elephant.
And Snout Spout.
I know, but I love. But he's great. He's a great figure. I almost got that Rio Blast, but I was like, after shipping and
he
currency,
he doesn't come with his Miller Time light up sign for his basement or his 1980s cut off jean shorts.
You muck and you kid, but that was like one of my favorite Motu figures as a kid.
It was the only one I had.
Oh, really?
Or not. Yeah. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what it was. One of those things. It was like from like, I don't even know how I got it. Like he just, it was just a yard sale thing. I didn't know what it was from. And yeah.
If I could grow hair like he has hair, that's how my hair would look right now with this beard and mustache. 100. I would just shave off the beard. I would just go full Rio Blast.
We can at least have handlebar mustache.
That's true. I could do that. Maybe we'll see what happens next week. Might happen. Chad Stewart is here. Mr. Matt Bush, my enabler. He's going to be the best man at my wedding. He's going to do my eulogy at my funeral. All that. Yeah. That's Matt Bush. That's going to be him. Stephen Lawrence is here. Dane is here. Hello, Gothamites, and hello to you. Luis Ballesteros. Close?
Ballesteros.
Yeah, you're just as bad as I am.
Yeah, I'm getting worse.
I'm making you worse. JK Rants and Reviews. Wait, is this where the fun begins? The fun began yesterday. It carries over to today. Let's see. We got Gotham Stalker here. Allison Troy, the mistress of research. If she did not exist, Jay would have no content. Jay Gladfelter would know nothing. He'd have nothing.
Yeah.
If Jay Gladfelter should actually probably pay her twice as much as what she's getting now. because again, he has nothing without her. That's that. Stanley's asking, how is Lexi doing? She's doing great. She's about to start a job overseas. We are going to do a send-off episode for her. We'll try to get everybody on for that.
Nice.
Right? Get Alice on there. It'll be, what is it? It all matches up. So it's Alice, Alex, Lexi, Doell. So I'm like the Raphael of this.
Is that an all the good ones end in O reference?
You're right, because it's all kind of like Alice kind of rhymes with Alex, and then Lexi is like, and
yeah,
Alex.
it's all kind of same root name.
It's all kind of there, right? I agree.
Which
yeah,
you gotta change your name.
It's just, that's
Xander Doell.
Yeah. Dolatello. Davey Sockrocker is here. Yes, the meat and potatoes. 100%. King Panther is here. Rabbit McGavin. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Chris Babinski is here. The Deadheads. Brian Bink, master of the charts. Derek Hoover. Right. Yes. I think this is going to be a common thing we're going to see, is just like whoever gets it, make the goddamn women. Topher Khan is here. William Genma. Right. Where can we get them shelves? I believe he's talking to you.
Yeah, it's IKEA.
Oh shit.
Yeah, IKEA, and I can't remember what the lights are called. We're called on Amazon. But they're just, it's like one of the first things that comes up if you search like magnetic cabinet LED lights. They're like rechargeable too. They're not like a power source or whatever. You have to charge them, but yeah.
But whatever, it works. It looks good. You only need them for one night a week.
Yeah.
Right.
The motion sensor
sure
also helps.
For that.
Yeah. And yeah, IKEA. Okay, IKEA is where the shelves are from.
Oh, but yeah, those are great.
You have to build them yourself, but they're very easy to. Yeah. So, and that's like little flex I'm trying to do, that like I built these.
Yeah.
So,
they're awesome. Dude, they really do look good. Zach Kinsella is here. Be sure to follow Zach on Instagram. Amazing artist. If you love wrestling as much as the rest of us do, follow Zach. He's a big fan as well. Great stuff. Detroit Dave, all the way from Detroit. It's Dave. No Chewing is here. Been playing Marvel Rivals with No Chewing. He is our Mantis, our healer.
Cool.
Hell of a
Essential.
job. Essential. Chewing, get this. I got MVP in Doom yesterday, in Doom mode, where it's just battle royale, every man for himself.
It's now called Doell mode.
Now called, yeah, exactly. Michael Huntington is here. Falling for it. Dr. Dazzell. I just want to make sure, because I just already went through everyone. Stanley's Toy Channel's here. Johnny Disco. Nick Dillinger. Oh my goodness. Okay, from here I have to go and so on, because look at this. Very, very close. Very close. Gabriella's here too. Alex, I finally had a chance to open my Mondo symbiote, Spidey and Venom. They're awesome. You killed it. Props to the whole team.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll pass those props along.
Right. Yeah, I think you have to.
I hoard props.
Yeah, you hoard. Yeah. And D Space Niner is here too. Thank you. Hey, dude. So there was lots of comic toy news, this week. We decided not to touch any of that last night on Toy Anxiety. Alex and I are going to pick up the pieces a little bit.
Yeah, it was last night was light on toy, heavy on anxiety.
Yeah. It happens. There was a listing / leak. I don't know which way you put it or say it. Just because I feel like anything with Spinmaster and McFarlane, just DC in general, that, all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, we got this. But I'd like to thank the Toy Wanderer. I haven't heard of Toy Wanderer until this graphic was made, who was nice enough to kind of make a small graphic of everything that was listed that was going to be coming out for the Superman movie, not the the Christopher Reeves one, not 78, 77, 78,
78. 78.
78. Star Wars is 77.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think there's no spoilers here. We've all seen the photos. We've all seen the trailer. If you haven't, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, this is known.
This is known. Let's get into it. It seems like a very it's exactly what I thought it was going to be, but with one addition that has me shocked. So let's go into it. I'm going to list them off for everybody. Superman, Lois Lane, Jor-El, Guy Gardner, Hot Girl, Mr. Terrific, Lex Luthor, Metamorpho, Ultraman, and the Engineer. One of these stand out, Alex, and I'm pretty sure you know which one, and it has me the most excited about this entire toy line. Say the name.
Lois Lane.
Lois Lane. Dude.
Lois fucking Lane.
So because we're getting Lois Lane, I feel like we're missing one very important figure.
Titano?
Kent.
Oh. Yeah.
But Titano would also be amazing. Holy shit, Titano would be amazing. That's how they should start off the sequel.
Yeah. That's how they should start off this movie. Just
well, I think
guess what, folks?
Well, they're already
throwing you into it.
Well, if you see on the listing here on the very bottom, there's a Superman versus Kaiju pack.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they start off this movie with him fighting a kaiju, they start off the next movie with him fighting Titano. Then the next movie, he's fighting a giant robot, robbing banks. That's
now
I think it would be awesome.
The only thing about this leak is that it is like everything we've seen in the trailer, and like this is this wave is like everything that is known about this movie. So I don't know, to me that's I'm sure this is an actual leak, but if you had to kind of make up a toy line, a toy wave based on available information, this is what you might put out there.
Yeah, well, hopefully DC doesn't. Now Warner Brothers doesn't take us down now, because if this is a leak, I'm not even sure. But I think Lois Lane is, dude, this is so exciting. We're getting Lois Lane, and we're getting Hawk Girl, and we're getting Engineer. We're getting 3 women in this whole entire thing.
Yeah, and
that
is really
more than Superpowers has gotten since its relaunch.
I forgot that they really downplayed the Engineer. I mean, she's not in the trailer at all, but she's rumored to be the main villain of the movie, right?
Rumored? Yeah, but we don't even really know. I just assumed Lex Luthor was the main villain.
Yeah, but I mean, this was very early on, I think, which is weird because the Engineer is not a villain in the comics, as far as I know. I mean, at least when I read the first 2 or 3 volumes of Authority that I read, I don't remember her being villainous.
She wasn't. So that's why I'm we'll see where this goes. Again, we don't know. We know nothing.
Yeah.
Really about this movie, other than also at the very bottom, Battle Damage Superman.
Yeah.
Crypto,
I
love that. I also love that we're getting a vehicle and a playset in this.
Superman better come packaged like this, lying down in the snow with Crypto.
Yeah. I hope so too. I do. See, this is where I feel like this isn't this was a listing and not a leak. It says listing mentions ship.
Okay.
This is where I think this is an assumption coming into play.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because it says Mr. Terrific shuttle, but they're not really sure. But it could be a couple things. Again, we don't know who the main villain is. This could be Superman's shuttle to Earth.
Yeah.
This, though they're not doing an origin story, but I mean I'm really stretching here. This is a real far stretch, Alex. Do you remember in Superman the animated series? Of course you do.
Of course.
But he goes out to space and they actually refit his shuttle that he came to Earth.
Yes.
And so that he can go out to deep space.
Yeah.
and go do cool things and beat up Lobo.
Yeah, and find Supergirl.
So and again, we keep hearing too, there's all these rumors that like, oh, Supergirl is going to be in this movie as well. They could be pulling straight from the animated series, which wouldn't even surprise me in the least. Just because I feel like for a lot of Batman and Superman, they should be pulling from those just as much as they are pulling from the comics.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Or maybe it's Supergirl's shuttle.
Yeah, could be. Or I mean, so that giant eye that we've seen in the trailer with like the laser beam, like people have said that that's Solaris, the like killer planet or killer sun. But I don't know, maybe that's a ship.
Yeah. We don't know yet. However, as soon as we know, we'll talk about it on somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. This is all
but
very
dude,
exciting.
Fortress of Solitude playset. Like, I am stoked for that. Like, I mean, you and Jay have been talking about like wanting playsets to make a comeback, so that's very promising to see that right there.
Okay, but this is also Spinmaster. When they did a Batcave playset, it was like that. It was what would that even be? I want to say it's a bridge, but I guess it is a bridge because it was underneath it's part of the subway. And it came with like a little back computer, and then it came with like a parking pad for his motorbike. And that was the Batcave playset for the Batman. However, I still bought it. and I
Whip it out.
Well, here, oh gosh, it's like
it's nearby.
Yeah, I'm like looking to see if it is nearby, and it's not.
Oh, my computer's on it.
yeah. But it's like, I actually don't hate it. Like, I didn't hate it. And I was like, I could see where people are like, well, it's not what it was, but it had a trap door.
Yeah. Well,
it came with figures.
The Batman isn't exactly like a conducive toy movie. Like, it's not like a toy friendly movie in terms of stuff like play sets and that kind of thing. Like, whereas this is like, seems like much more,
toyetic.
Fanciful, toyetic, yeah.
Well, I will say this: like it comes with like two tables. One's with like the back computer, another one's a workshop table, and it has like a bust and like a head that you can put a bat cowl on and his armor on.
That
cool. Also snap off, and you can put onto the figure. So you get like, that was the way you got like the maskless Batman figure. So it was like a quick change Batman.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then it also came with Penguin, and it came with a bike. So it comes with a lot, and I think that it was still under $30.
Yeah.
For all of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the Fortress of Solitude, even if it's like 3 blocks of ice, I'm probably going to be very excited. Right? And plus, any kind of cold weather themed anything, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. No, it's how can you go wrong?
Right.
Chunks of ice.
I'm excited to see what it is, though, because it seems like this movie's going full in on just like the comic lore. So I do wonder if we're going to get like the robots, the keeper, the housekeeping Kryptonian robot.
Well, we saw one of them in the trailer, right?
Right. We did.
It doesn't look like it goes very well for him, but he's in there.
It's there.
He's in the mix.
Right. Let's do it. Oh, okay.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll quickly acknowledge this. I'm sorry. Matt Bush with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. I sent you a Lois Lane. You hungry for more? Eh? I'm like, oh, it has not arrived. I'm curious to what this is. But yeah, look at this. Thank you, Craig, for being here. Right. Oh, see, this would be Kevin's here too. Just want to give a shout out to Kevin over at Toying Around. And yes, please hit that. Someone said,
oh yeah, thank you.
And the Deadheads Superman snow cone machine.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Love that.
Yeah. Or there was some like there's some old toy. I remember that there was like you could like make your own snow cone there was like a big ice cube, and you like just bash ice down into like a.
Well, it's the Snoopy one, right? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, it was like I feel like it was almost like it was a sculpted, angry looking ice cube, almost like a womp from Mario or whatever the brick thing that like comes down from Mario, the big brick stone guy.
Ugh!
Yeah. So it was like that, but it was made of ice, and yeah. Maybe I dreamt it.
MGMCU, so Mr. Frosty.
Maybe.
Oh, right. He's saying so, and you did not have to spend money to correct me, sir. Matt Bush with another $4.99 super chat. You don't have to do that. I swear. Yeah, it was the animated one. I kind of actually it is the animated one, which is gorgeous. I love that figure so much. But I do always want more Lois Lane figures because I'm a sucker for it. Bionic Funk. I have a Superman coffee maker. That's amazing.
Respect. Yeah.
Right.
I would dig that. A coffee maker.
Right. John Toole is here as well. If it's not great, we have a Superpowers version coming in April. I saw that in a McFarlane previews listing as well.
A Superpowers version of what?
Of the Fortress of Solitude.
Really?
They're doing Superpowers figures based on this movie.
Oh.
But they're not making the Engineer, they're not making Hawkgirl, and they're not making Lois Lane.
Of course.
So I would probably buy the Fortress of Solitude playset for that as well. But I probably will pass on the figures and just get these ones.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
And I'm just gonna say it now. If either of those companies don't have a ton of crypto merchandise planned, like Baby Yoda level, crypto toys, plushes, replicas,
Can you remember those old robotic dogs in the 80s that would like ring, 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 ring?
Yeah. They still make them.
Right? Yeah.
Just take one of those, slap a red cape on it, you're done.
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
The number one Christmas toy of 2025. Yeah.
It could be. I think I would be bummed out and upset if they did not do a wave of
just cryptos
merchandise. Again, I guess it's really up to Spinmaster, but again, I think plush is a whole different license.
Oh, that should come with the master toy license. It's a toy.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Sometimes I am always bum up. Just how I sleep to distract my paralysis demon. No, I want crypto merchandise. Another thing I'm hoping with this movie is that I want a fast food tie-in. I really wanted that with the Batman.
Yeah.
Was a fast food tie-in.
Again, not really the movie, not really the tone of that movie.
Whatever. It doesn't I don't care. I do not care. You think Batman Returns was the right tone to have Happy Meal toys? Probably not. But we got them and we loved them. We got cups and everything. So I would love if we got Superman cups. I'm really pushing my luck by saying I want glass cups in the same vein as the Batman Forever cups that we all love.
Yeah.
Right? Kevin's with me here. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Bring them back. Deep Space Niner. I'm with this as well. Crypto X Pound Puppies crossover. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am down with that too. Right. I miss Burger King Kids Club. I miss all that. Like, it's weird. I'm in this weird spot of like now if they were to do Happy Meal toys of any of this stuff, like they got to be on Muppet Baby level or get out of here.
Yeah. It's got to be more sculptural than gimmick. I feel like.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Hang on, I got one that's close by. I always have it close by. Right?
Yeah, it's great.
This is great. This is one of the best Spider-Man figures ever made.
It is.
McDonald's.
Yeah, and just they had the great Batman the Animated Series.
Those are great.
And, yeah, and they didn't cut corners on the paint apps. You know,
Hey,
like, they really like. Yeah,
this Spider-Man series got us a Mary Jane figure.
Right, it's true.
Batman Animated Series, we got a Poison Ivy car, and we got a Batgirl figure.
Yeah,
that's still more.
A more screen accurate Batgirl than the Kenner line had.
That's true, because they did the weird like blue and white one that came with,
it was like Windsurfer.
Windsurfer, that's it. I was trying
Ice Windsurfer Batgirl or Blitz something Batgirl.
Blitz, yes. I remember that because it was such a big deal that Kenner finally made Batgirl. Yeah. And I think I have it. I would not be surprised if I have it in a box in the closet, because it's just,
I think there was something where like on the card back, like the pictures they actually took of the prototype, her arm is detached in the picture, so it like doesn't make it. I remember as a kid kind of being like, what's going on there? Like, what? She have some sort of feature, like action feature,
right? Yeah, like
Catwoman was great, and the Riddler. It was a great, like, we got the Riddler with his jacket closed. You know,
Catwoman came with a full-on cat.
Yeah, a whole golden panther.
Right. Toying around, did you guys get the Wendy's DC Keshi figures? I have one. I have one, and it's a really cool green. Mm-hmm. But these are great too, and I think these came out again recently, like through Burger King, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, they're in Canada," and I went to Burger King, like right next door. I have a Burger King because I just happen to live. Well, I live in that kind of area.
I just picture you opening your window and there's the drive-through. Be like, oh, excuse me, can I get some of those Keshi?
Hey, toss me some of those Batmans. That's actually how I got this.
Thanks, neighbor.
Yeah, because that would be awesome. But yeah, apparently they I didn't see them there. They were like, and I asked, and I looked like a fool. Right? Even Make My Marvel Legends, my Wendy's never got them. It was really weird how they just wait, BK has it? No. Apparently had it, I was told, but they didn't actually have them. So
it was a Wendy's promotion
or something, but that was a Wendy's in the States. I don't know if like Wendy's and Burger King are under like some weird same corporate umbrella, or at least
who did like the little shakes, the little Halloween.
That was Wendy's too.
Yeah,
Wendy's is bringing it back, but again, that's just America.
You should be able to buy them online.
I'm sure the hype has died down enough that I could probably get them.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to pay for the shipping. It's gross.
Yeah. Because they won't even come in a fast food bag.
Yeah. If they're not greasy from the fries, I don't want them.
If they don't smell like fries, if they're not still warm.
Yeah. They're not gross and warm. I don't want them. Hang on. Let's get it. Actually, let's just take this and let's take greasy fries and go right into the greasy hands of toy collectors. All right. Let's see. Hang on a second here. Just see. You can buy the Keshi figures from Burger King. Can you buy? No. See, I don't think so. I don't think you can. All right. Okay. Let's talk about greasy toy collectors.
Before we move on, shout out to Matt Koffenberg, who did the designs for the Keshi figures. So
yes.
Yeah, if you're not following him on Instagram, you're missing out because he does great artwork.
Yeah, he's great. Hang on, where was I? Yes, greasy hands of toy collectors. If there's one thing that everyone's wanting right now, or I shouldn't say what everyone's wanting right now, I guess what I'm wanting right now is a change of pace in the DC action figure adult collectible market. I guess that's the best way to put it. And I want to hear the chat kind of sound off too on this. The licenses, both collector and master toy license, I guess it's From what we have heard, they're both both contracts are expiring. Someone was asking in the chat too, is it the same time? I don't know. It's just this year.
Probably, because I'm sure it's like done on a yearly basis. They're probably made at the same time, the contracts.
Yeah, so I would we don't know when that is necessarily. Clearly could be the end of the year, seeing as they're still pumping out toys for the summer.
Yeah, well, I think we'll know. I've heard that we'll know at like Toy Fair. But there's still, product is made like a year in advance, right? And license holders don't want to have like a year where there's no product while they're trying to find the next.
Oh, of course, they want some
licensees. So like, yeah. So most companies that already have the contract, they'll continue to release product for the year, but then after that, it'll switch over, and
which is crazy. So that it's crazy that this might even be happening. I feel like Spinmaster more than I feel like McFarlane's just doing McFarlane things. I feel like nothing's really changing other than the fact that, I mean, you're getting a Power Girl at some point.
Yeah, Power Girl
this year. That's a big step. Congratulations.
I feel like you gotta give them some credit. They did Power Girl. Like, it's a great looking figure. Like,
and they are, and I feel like because of that, and even these like more comic booky waves that he's doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like even with like these retro figures and the Superman line that's coming out for Spinmaster, I feel like both are like, let us keep it. Oh God, let us keep it. We want to be part of this James Gunn verse. Oh dear God, let us keep it. And I feel like this is kind of like they're almost in I shouldn't say scramble, because I don't feel like they're in a scramble, but they're definitely in a, hey, we can do this.
Yeah. Well, I bet Spinmaster will hold on to it because I'm assuming the Batman movie toys did okay, and they're doing these. If these Superman, I don't know. It's like, because you need somebody who has like, can make kid-oriented stuff,
right?
Has a retail presence, is a big toy company like that, and they also do like a lot like remote control stuff and that sort of thing.
Well, they did that remote control Batmobile that you can put a figure in.
Yeah.
And the little charging station even had like a bat computer you could sit your Batman in while they made it kind of so multi-purpose, and like they had the smoke that comes out of the turbine. It was really, really cool.
Yeah. So that's a big, So that's definitely, I think, probably priority for, especially if like the Superman movie is supposed to be a little bit more bright and, all ages, it's like, having like in the year that the Superman movie comes out, having like a dedicated kids toy line, and then like the Robins movie that we've seen teased. It's like some of the movies that are coming. It's like, it seems like you would want like a Spin Master to kind of keep that like kid friendly zone healthy,
Right. And I feel that like Black Adam is not Spin Master's fault. Like, I know there was a lot of toys that came out for that too.
Oh yeah.
But like, hey, bad movies are not the toy company's fault. Like, that's it. That's just how it is. And I don't even think they even did ones for Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah.
Right. Did you end up seeing Blue Beetle?
No.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should watch it. Give it a watch. It's one of those ones that it just, because we were so exhausted, and no one kind of went and saw it, which again, that's just like that whole thing of like, if you're not putting out a lot of good product and all of a sudden something good comes, people miss it just because they're just like, right. People have already made their decision before they've watched it. Randall saying that the Spin Masters has the kids license until the end of 2026.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, just sure. But either way, I don't want them necessarily to lose it. And I found that since the Flash came out, more people are talking about Spin Master. And I'm not talking about like people like like I'm gonna get this for my kids, I've noticed that it's just more adults being like, this is the toy line I want to get, because now they're doing those like retro carded Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Now they're doing these Batman Forever figures that everyone is like, oh my God. Right. And people are excited about the price point. It's like, it's really wild how people are just like, they've gravitated to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, doing the sort of, the vintage, repro stuff. Like obviously it's like, it's working for Playmates. It's working for, Hasbro. Like, there's a lot of nostalgia, there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think nostalgia, nostalgia is going to play a huge part in any adult like sales on toys.
Yeah,
like you probably don't move nearly as much without nostalgia. Like, I mean, like when you even think about the Marvel Legends line as well, like that's why there's usually this mix of like, we're going to bring out characters from the 90s, or kind of, I should say now, how they're doing it, the early to mid thousands, maybe like 2005 kind of back. And that's kind of where Marvel Legends kind of sticks around a little bit. We don't get too many modern waves of figures. It's not like we don't get them.
I'd say it's mostly like 90s. It's like late 80s, 90s. Because that's sort of like the intersection point of the Marvel Legends demographic. It's like it's that early 90s, because like people who are a little younger were like really, kids in the 90s, like there's stuff for them. If you were reading comics through the 80s, like there's stuff for you there too. Like it's like that's like a good intersection point. I think by the time you get to the 2000s, it's like the audience has shifted. Right.
Yep. I totally agree. But I think now, because now we're even getting into like Dark Avengers territory, right? Like
that's true.
Right. So we are getting to like, but still, that's not even modern anymore.
Like are you talking about like a Dawkins and Ms. Marvel?
Ms. Marvel, they did the Cabal 3-pack, which I never found. But I mean, it's out there. It's funny. I've got anyways. Yeah, I digest. Toying around, Mezco does a 5 POA DC stuff too. So weird, the overlap. The Mezco's a little like, that's a little bit of like a more premium 5 POA figure anyways.
It's the price. Yeah, the price point doesn't make it an issue. And also they're small. They're like smaller they're smaller than the 4-inch scale, right? Like those Batman.
They are closer to the size of the Happy Meal
they're
Spider-Man.
tiny.
But the Max Fleischer Superman set is still like one of my most favorite things I own. Also, thanks to Matt Bush for that one as well. That's 2 Lois Lanes.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt Bush is gonna get. I'm gonna have a Lois Lane. I'm gonna be Lois Lane Elite. Thanks to that, man. Yeah. So I guess that leads to the question. With all the stuff, kind of like, even if I guess the collector's license anyway. That's one we're mostly concerned about, because I think we both are kind of in agreement of, let's just keep the kids with Spinmaster. They're doing great. Let them keep doing it. The price point's right too with them. It's fun. Who would you, is there any company that you would love to see tackle DC? That's not you.
I was going to say, yeah. Darn. All right. Well, yeah, not me.
If it can't be you, then who?
No, actually. So now I know probably what most people want is like the 6-inch DC figures that can fit with your Marvel Legends, like, and you can just have your, and the closer they can feel like Marvel Legends, like the better. So you can just have your full comic book collection, and it all like is cohesive and works. Yeah. But maybe this is like recency bias, but like I am digging this Jada Cammy and the Jada Street Fighter figures so much that like the idea of getting like Batman figures or DC figures in this style, like around like this size, which is this is like a true 6-inch or a true 1/12 scale, right? So it's like a little bit smaller than Marvel Legends. This is kind of a bad example because she's bigger, but like, this is Marvel Legends compared to Jada, right?
Yeah, but she is
bigger.
bigger.
It's like, so it's like, this is like your Wonder Woman. This is like your Wonder Woman's size. This is more like your Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn size, right? But
it works.
I mean, picture it like thinking of like a Poison Ivy figure like this, or like Nightwing, a Batman or Nightwing with like, the level of like articulation and just like they're just fun, like well made.
They feel good too.
They feel good, yeah. I even like the kind of it's like the heads and I mean, granted, like this is like strange, like this is like because it's Street Fighter aesthetic, right? So like the heads and the hands are like a little bigger, but I like that. Like it kind of reminds me of like like a little bit of Kenner, like this to me is more like the Kenner revival that I want to see, just like it's like a little more HD, a little more detailed, improved articulation, but like still kind of a fun toy. And yeah, just picturing like, and I think in a size too, where it's like you could build out like a big like Killer Croc and maybe a Batcave play set or stuff that would just like that would give you this ambitious scale. I don't know. I think something like that could be really cool. Here, let me give you a little preview. What I'm talking, like, picture this.
Right. Ooh, and he's shirtless, so it's perfect.
Yeah, he's training.
Yeah. No, he's doing laundry. No, dude, I am 100% with you on that. I would Jada, Yada, whatever people are calling it. They are killing it right now, just with like, and not just with the Street Fighter figures. I even like the Chester Cheetah, those Fruity Pebbles, Fred and Barney look amazing.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot coming out with them, like whether it's the mascots, the Tony the Tiger. That's another one I want really bad. But these Street Fighter figures are so good.
Yeah, I also just really like the proportions. I think are very solid.
Right,
and obviously the articulation is really fun.
Right. The Mega Man figures, they're great too.
Yeah.
So I've been putting my Street Fighter figures on a shelf with like almost like doubles of characters I have in Marvel Legends that appeared in any of the Versus Capcom games.
Yeah, cool.
So I've got like Mega Man there, and then I've got all the Street Fighter characters they've come out with so far. And then like Iron Fist, I've got the Proton Cannon, Iron Man out there, the X-Men 97 Rogue and Gambit there and there. They all fit together and mix together so well, which is a part of the reason why I think like secretly Marvel Legends is like, let's put out Marrow, let's put out Blackheart, let's put out all these characters. I think.
Well, there's that like rumored Marvel versus Capcom wave.
And if that happens, right, like then that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that'd be insane.
Right? I think that's absolutely crazy. And so for them to do like, here's another thing I really liked about Jada and their Street Fighter figures. DJ and Guile both come with actual chains. They're not sculpted on. They're like these little metal chains that they hang off the neck. And I think just little details like that, and especially even the accessories that come with their moves.
Alternate heads, the effects pieces, alternate hands, like
all of that.
Yeah. No, so, I like the kind of more matte finish to the plastic. Like there's a little bit of like painting, like airbrush painting, which I think is cool. Like compared to like Mafex, like they've kind of really pared back on the paint. Like this Nightwing is like mostly just bare plastic.
Right.
So it's like, and also just like, I feel like just the details are, it's using like a digital printing for the faces, but it looks good. And I think this would be like a more kind of stylized DC Comics thing, but I think that could be fun, do something really comic booky, colorful. Because like the McFarlane stuff, it's like, it's definitely like gritty. It's more of that like angsty 90s, McFarlane thing, which, given how well the DC universe can lend itself to like bright, colorful characters.
Oh, spoiler for next week's episode, by the way.
Have you gotten it yet?
No, I got a call like, what was it, 2 hours ago saying, hey, your book's in.
Oh, dang.
So I didn't have time. I didn't have time to go back and get it and be here in time. So next week's episode, we're going to go over the style guide. So just a heads up on that. Hang on. Just got to give it Indiana Jones with a $9.99 super chat. I like saying that, Indiana Jones. Yeah, nice. What's up? You're the best. No, you're the best. How about that? No, I wanted to, and then, dude, I think even with Jada, like as I was saying, how they have like the chains that are separate, they have all these beautiful accessories with the powers and stuff. I would love for them to do like a Superman figure, because did you get the M. Bison as well?
No.
So he has a wired cape. It's a soft goods cape, and it's wired, so you can have it flow. And I was like, oh man, see, this is what I want in my DC figures. And like Tophercon saying too, $25 a pop. You can't beat that. And for everything that you get with it, I would love to get like a Superman with a wired cape. Oh, this would almost be like coming after Mafex in a way, right? Because then they would have that stand where he could do ice breath and heat vision.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Right.
No, absolutely. And I think, I think that there's like, that's what I would like to see. I would also just like to see that kind of, mainstream toys edging more towards like adult collector, in terms of like, even if it's a little higher price point, like give us we've had the DC Universe classics from Mattel. We've had
they're great.
Marvel Legends. Like, yeah, they're awesome, right? But like, I don't want just that again. Like, it's like, what's the next level? Like more accessories, more paint, more comic book deep cuts, like
modern the modern articulation as well.
Yeah, less reuse. Now all of these things come at a higher price point, but I mean I'd be interested in that, something being served in that way.
Right. Chris Bobinski, yeah, more effects. I agree. Overcon imagines Zatanna from Jada. Man. Yeah. I imagine it every day. Same with Black Canary. She'd be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, and it's in those cyberpunk figures like have like the soft goods and stuff.
Yes.
So like, I guess that's the other. I guess that's what I'm talking about, like with price point, because like their figures do vary, right? So it's like depending on what the figure comes with, like there are some that are more expensive. Also, if it's a property that's less, mainstream, it's like you're paying more for the figures. So like, but like doing it like that, or it's like, there's different levels of, figure, I guess.
I hear you. And because they're already like, they've already come up with like 2 women as well, which is both women from the Street Fighter 2 franchise. But I mean, we already got them, the Cammy and the Chun-Li.
I got Chun-Li.
Yeah, that's another great figure too. And so that way, like they're not scared to go there, and they're just going to.
And also, I think part of what helps them monetize the Street Fighter license is all the variants that they can do, which are just they're pretty simple repaints, but like even then they'll add like a new portrait or new things to incentivize like people who have to buy all the different versions. And you could do that with DC with like all the different variations on Superman and Batman alone, and you could switch up some of the like color schemes and stuff of these figures to kind of, get a lot out of your tooling, right?
I think so too. And again, I think that's the perk about superhero figures. Marvel Legends definitely gets this perk more than, like the Star Wars team and any of that stuff, is that you can reuse parts forever.
Yeah.
On a lot of these characters.
Right.
And I think as much as I would want a sculpted on crest for Superman, I don't necessarily need it if they're going to reuse it. But at the same time, give me the sculpted crest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, well, that's what I mean. Like, it's like we've had the like decal printing because it's like, well, because our target audience are like our parents of young children who don't want to spend more than $15 for something in Target. It's like, yeah, but like, again, we've had that, like, and now your audience is older. They have more money to spend on this stuff. They have higher standards. Like, I'm ready for something like that.
Yeah, I am too, dude. I feel like I've been ready for that for DC for the last like 5 years.
Yeah, and also I also like the visual consistency of the Jada Street Fighter figures. Like, these all feel like they were made by the same person, right? Same people. Whereas like the one thing, and this is understandable, but like a lot of the Marvel Legends stuff and just in the McFarlane stuff, like they feel kind of wildly different depending on who is sculpting or designing or painting them, because they're trying to make so much, right? Like they're making so many characters, but whereas like with Street Fighter, it's like they started a little bit more contained, and I'd like to see something like that too with DC, where it's not just this like, here's every version of Dark Knight's metal or whatever. Like
and like on the Marvel Legends defense side though too, like I still find that they have a style that they keep fairly consistent.
Fairly, more or less. Yeah.
Fairly. Like it's like you still know it's a Marvel Legend. Like you don't have to second guess that it's a different style.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. Davey Sogrogger with a $4.99 super chat. Imagine if Hasbro got it and we get more fan fave characters to fill out waves, plus HasLabs or a pre-order model like Dragon Man, and we get a big Giganta. That would be, well, that's the dream.
Well, and that's the other component too, is like if it were Hasbro, is the general feeling is that you'd want it to fit the Marvel Legends aesthetic, right? Like is that where people are at? What you're thinking? Like that they would kind of be able to blend in.
Well, I figured that's what I would kind of want, and I think
we're getting pretty close with this.
We're getting pretty close. I think the only reason why I can't see Hasbro getting the DC license is because I think Disney would be like, nah, right? I could see them being, this is a, what is that called? There's a term for it. This is
like a conflict of
interest. This would be a conflict of interest.
It's also like almost like a monopoly, like it's like the Diamond Comics, like we talked about the Diamond Comics distributor, where it's like when you get the biggest names in superheroes, like you have both of them, like you've kind of cornered the market, haven't you?
Yeah, right.
But I mean, the Disney and Marvel license is also up at Hasbro right now, and we don't know officially if they've re-upped for it. So like there could be a crazy world where Hasbro doesn't have Marvel anymore but does have DC.
Good switch up. I could see Ryan Ting having a panic attack because he knows nothing about DC.
But you can, like everyone loves Batman though, right?
Yeah. They always need a Batman on the shelf. You're safe. I was thinking about HasLabs too, because they would make a really good Batmobile as a HasLab. it would probably be very expensive.
But I don't. Yeah. Yes. But do you really need the HasLab model? Like, I mean, you can make.
They might.
I mean, as things shift to these direct to consumer avenues for even big companies.
Yep.
You know, that's sort of like what HasLab was anyway. Like and that the Sentinel, like the latest the X-Men 97 Sentinel they put out, like that's like essentially a HasLab sized and priced item, but they were just doing pre-orders. Like HasLab is like essentially just like a pre-order system for a, you know, a company that is more used to selling at retail, but certainly on their like adult collector targeted lines, Hasbro or Marvel Legends seems to be pivoting to more of a direct to consumer, like let's take pre-orders for this thing and we'll only make as many as we know we need.
Right.
So we're not, because our customers are you and me, not Target and Walmart for this item. So I think like you could conceivably do that with something like a Batmobile, something like
Doomsday,
a Fortress of Solitude, or Doomsday. Like, well, I mean, like McFarlane, like they're putting out huge figures and vehicles and all kinds of stuff at retail. So, it's like it's not the quality of a HasLab, because it's priced to move at retail. They don't want to sit on the shelves, right? But still, it's like you can, whoever ends up with this license can do some version of vehicles and big figures and play sets. It's just what the quality point will be based on the avenue by which they're getting it to customers.
Right. Yeah, because that is a major factor too. Like it would just, but it's hard.
I wonder too. Like, I'm sorry. Just one last thing. Like, so obviously this figure is beautiful. Like this is the perfect Wonder Woman, like beautifully sculpted. Like, but like McFarlane stuff is like, it's aesthetically very similar, and like granted it's bigger, but like I know they have some people have like sculpted for Marvel Legends, also sculpt for the the DC multiverse line. Similar articulation schemes, like similar, paint deco. Like, I don't like granted the scale would be right? Like, they wouldn't be 7-inch, but I wonder if it would be like not as exciting because you're kind of predicting like what you're gonna get.
Maybe I think it would have. I think well, again, it's weird because like with Marvel Legends, you could almost say the same thing, where it's like you kind of know what's coming, seeing as of like either what's about to come out, movie or show wise, or kind of know what's coming just from previous waves. So you could kind of there's always a good chance of a good guess that you'll get maybe 2 figures right out of what's coming. So maybe it's this, but I think it would just be exciting for something fresh. And I think because it's Hasbro, they're not afraid to do the deep cuts.
I see.
And I think that's where
like the surprises would be, because again, like McFarlane, there's some pretty deep cuts in that multiverse line.
Right.
At least deep to me.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I just feel like it would just hit different. Right? I just think that's what it would come down to. Like it just, that's it. That's all I feel. Sinister Musings, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Just wanted to say, great episode, guys. I loved Alex's reference to Robert Stack and Transformers. Alex,
I know a little bit.
Alex should give Ryan a quick lesson on them one day. If we ever do a Transformers episode, I'll make sure I bring Marcelo on.
Wow.
We should anyways, just to have him on. He's a big toy collector. Well, obviously he designs Transformers. He designed the Sentinel for the HasLab.
Yeah,
we could talk
like,
about it.
He's a legend of the industry.
He is. He even got an award for it at the PulseCon.
Yeah.
Like right in front of him. It was really funny because he lives here. I don't know if you know this. We're like neighbors.
Oh, cool. Wow.
We are in the same city. And it's really funny because it's like someone that I worked with on Into the Spider-Verse. It was like, oh, you got to meet my friend Marcelo. I've known him since we lived together in Brazil. And he's like, yeah, you got to meet him. And then all of a sudden it was like, that I had no idea. It's like, oh yeah, man, I worked on this. I worked on that. And I was like, what is this? What are you doing? Right? Like, it was really, really cool. And he's like one of the nicest people on the planet. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
we go to the same Burger King. But it's kind of fun because like we'll go to the comic and toy show out here and just
that's cool, yeah.
And hang out and stuff like that. He's like one of the nicest dudes. He really is. Like what you see in these PulseCons and stuff, that's him.
Nice.
That's him. He's a great dude. I should get him on. Speak you guys go to the same Burger King. With toying around, I should get him in touch with Kevin too, because Birthday Boy, his co-host, DK.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a big Transformers.
Biggest Transformers fan, yeah.
Yeah, the biggest in Canada, I heard.
You got to get those two together.
They're the gatekeeper and keymaster of Transformers.
Yeah,
it's gotta happen.
And DK just had a birthday, right? So happy birthday to DK.
He just turned 25.
Wow.
Or something. Kevin, 25, right? Something like that. That's what I think. Anyway, I think that's what it is. But no, he's a great, great dude. In fact, I'd like to see Marcelo work on, just to go back on the topic, steer back in there. I would love to see him design.
Steer, like a Transformers pun.
Well, I was like thinking, like, even if he did a Batmobile Transformer and a Batwing and like
yes. Or Superman
shuttle?
Shuttle, yeah. That turns into Superman.
That turns into a Superman?
Or Green Lantern, like anything. That's you could do a pretty cool Green Lantern HasLab, I feel like.
Oh, I think so too. I think
Oa or whatever.
Oa would be fun, and they come with some Guardians.
Yeah.
Right?
All of them, all the Guardians.
That's what I would do. I would just make that part of the HasLab. They all go in the little slots. You got the one dude who's grumpy. I think that's one thing that I know Mattel really dove hard on it in the Classics line. I know DC Direct dove really hard into it. Speaking of Green Lantern. But I would love a refresh of all of those lanterns. Like the Spectrum, where they've got like the Blue Lantern and what was it, Larfleeze?
Is that the cat?
No, that's
that's the crazy looking guy, the Bay Ray Bill looking dude. Right?
Yeah. Yep. And then there's Atrocities.
There's the cat.
Someone will know what the cat's name is.
I want to say Streaky, but that can't.
No, that's the Super Cat.
That's
the Super Cat. I love that cat's origin though too.
There's that squirrel.
Nort,
yeah.
Right.
I mean, just like JLI figures.
Yeah, that's it.
Booster Gold, some Kevin McGuire, Dexter. Yeah,
Dexter. Yep. So cool. I would love to see a whole refresh of all of that. I love that. I think Mattel made Wonder Woman. Chip's the squirrel. Nort's the. Which one is?
He's like the dog-looking guy. With the vest.
Yes. He's dressed more like Guy Gardner, right?
He's got like a green smock with like a vest. He kind of looks like Goofy, like classic Goofy.
Yeah, okay. I just we should do a whole episode where we just rank Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
I mean, one of those things where we rank that, like we're gonna rank the coolest looking Green
I know
Lantern.
so few. It'll just be like all the lanterns I know. Which we've pretty much Kilowog, Tomar Ray, list.
Jade.
Before we move on too far, Dinobots X Batman. Hell yeah.
Yep. Put it in the Batcave.
Yep. Oh, a Transformer set that's the giant penny and the T-Rex, and they
the Batmobile.
combine,
and
the Batmobile, and they all three they're a combiner.
And the back computer.
Call us.
Yeah, and the back computer. We got
back
this.
computer.
Throw it all in there.
And Jokerize it.
Joker.
While you're at it.
They should do Joker's limo.
Dude, yeah.
Or Joker's Ferrari or Corvette. Or whatever
he's got a whole garage. Joker's garage.
He's got a whole garage too. Just do it. I think that would be, you know what would be another fun set? Actually, now I'm going on a whole Transformers thing. I know nothing of Transformers. They should do one where it comes with the Superman figure and the car from Action Comics #1 is a Transformer.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Or because he's destroyed the car, it's a Decepticon. It's like
they do. Yeah, super. Because like it's true. Everyone was like, "Why is Superman like kind of like the bad guy on the in his debut cover?" Guess what? He's taken out a Decepticon. He's saving those people from Hubcap.
Hubcap, that's his name.
From Model T.
Yeah.
T for terror.
T for terror, yeah. Dude, yeah, I'm gonna go back to Green Lantern for a second, just because I still love that they did figures of the Wonder Woman Star Sapphire.
Yeah.
And which I don't think would get made now. There's a lot of skin to that costume. Like, but whatever.
I mean, it's Wonder Woman in general, right?
Yeah, but that's even like she's like wearing like a Borat freaking bikini in that one, right? And then I love the Yellow Lantern Scarecrow.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Like that was like,
I'm kind of surprised that McFarlane didn't go into all that. I mean, I guess it's like too.
Same.
I mean, DC Direct hit that so hard back in the day, like all
they did all of them. I remember getting a few of the figures and just kind of like tapping out. And there's a part of me that always kind of regretted tapping out because it was so vast and they went so deep into it. Like they made everybody, but then like certain characters got crazy expensive. Yeah. And I don't know if they ever made the elephant, the Blue Lantern.
There was an elephant?
There was an elephant. Like, well, he's an elephant dude. He's not a full-on elephant.
Yeah.
Right. But he was great. This is Johnny Cobb. Hubcap was just a yellow cliff jumper, right? That's a Ute question.
That's what I had them in lieu of a bumblebee as a kid.
Yeah. They did. They did what, Davey? They did what? Oh God.
Okay. So where were we?
Elephants.
Here's the thing, not to change the topic yet, or move away from Green Lantern Transformers, but here's the other component to what I possibly want from a new DC toy line. Would be, again, like this is like thinking about things in like a more cohesive style, having everything be in Dan Mora's style. Like have him design the toy. Like, yeah. Because again, it's like I kind of would want something like that more than like Marvel Legends aesthetic DC figures. Not that wouldn't be cool. Like that, I like that. You know, they're cool figures, but I just feel like that would be like more expected, right? But whereas like a Dan Mora, like just the way he. I mean, he posted a bunch of new stuff to Instagram today. It's just like it's like Superman fighting Lex Luthor, and it's like all of his character
the Aquaman fighting
Swamp Thing. Yes, like that. Like have that man design the whole figure line. Like that's the style. Like
you got to think big. What comes with that? So in order for them to do an entire line of multiple figures done in his style,
yeah.
That means he'd have to make a guide, maybe a Dan Mora style guide.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Like, again, I think I've said this before. I'd love to see a Dan Mora like trading card set of the DC universe.
There's
like
just probably
a basic set.
I'm sure he's at this point he's sketched and designed like every character. They
Teen
probably the
Titans?
materials are there. It's probably just a matter of collecting it into a book.
And just imagine him doing like retro cards the same way Marvel Legends is doing, but like instead of, but I would even like, dude, I would still love to see David Nakayama take a shot at doing some of the card art for DC. But Dan Mora, if you're doing Dan Mora style, just do what you did in the 80s. Just do the Dan Mora style figure with Dan Mora card art.
Yeah.
Go to Dan Mora's house right now and just with a dump truck full of money and just dump it in his front lawn and just be like, please draw all of DC.
Yes.
Be done with it.
Whoever gets this license, reach out to Dan Mora. But I also like this. So this, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, Mike Allred's style, like that was one of the things that I really, that I really loved about, DC Direct and DC Collectibles was that you got artist specific figures.
Yep.
Greg Capullo, like
Ed McGuinness.
I love
Amanda Connor.
Yes, Amanda Connor. I mean,
she got a set.
That was a big draw. That was part of that was considered like something to entice artists to get contracts at DC because they would have high-end collectibles made of their work.
Right.
Frank Quietly would be like awesome to get a dedicated toy line. But so
Mike Ringo.
And so I think Kevin McGuire, I think that, technology has changed. You can probably get even much more accurate to these artist styles, even more accurate now. I think that granted that's probably not what you would do for your like full press on the license, but it's DC Direct kind of remains its own like separate entity. It's like, so I would like to see that whoever gets the adult collector license, I would like to see that also brought into the fold with, artist specific interpretations through figures.
Bring that back. Or even if they get the collector's license and they get to do DC Direct, like maybe Todd would end up keeping DC Direct because he's just kind of releasing the statues, the superpowers figures, that kind of stuff. Like I feel like, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm just talking.
I don't either.
I am saying words, but I'm just hoping that whoever gets it as well keeps DC Direct going with, again, the statues, all that kind of stuff that DC Direct would normally put out. But I'm with you on this. Do the artist specific stuff. I think it was because what was it? The World's Finest line. Like that's when we got the Ed McGuinness style figures. And then they did Mike Turner.
Yeah.
And then they did Carlos Pacheco. Am I saying that name right?
Pacheco?
Pacheco.
Or I don't know if I'm saying that right.
But you know who I'm talking about. But I'm certain they did a wave of his figures, of style of his.
I mean,
his style.
They did like Terry Dodson, Wonder Woman. Like that was their big thing.
They did
like artist.
They did Aunt Lucia Bombshell figures.
But this is going like back, like that's like, going back quite a ways now at this point. I mean, obviously that was DC Direct throughout their whole,
their whole run
existence, did that stuff. But I mean, some of those lines that you mentioned, like you're going back to now 25 years ago.
Hey, we're going, 25 years ago. I was buying DC Direct, Kingdom Come and Justice figures in the style of Alex Ross.
And
right?
the Adam Kubert or Andy Kubert Batman figures.
Oh my god,
the Jim Lee Hush figures.
We had it so good. We had it so good. I want to point out some of these ones here too. Luis Ballesteros. My dream is an accurate Joe Mad X-Men line. Agreed. I know I threw it on my wish list. My Marvel Legends wish list. I asked for some Joe Mad.
Well, so this
figures,
is,
but they won't be in
kind of, I mean, but that's what I'm saying too. Is it's I kind of, because I know they're doing Marvel Legends is doing Maggot and Marrow and like the Jim Lee, I mean the Joe Mad team
era,
era characters. Age of Apocalypse.
Yep, that Gambit. That's a Joe Mad.
And yeah, maybe some of the other like the space suits, maybe, but like
space suits are on my list. Yeah,
but it's not Joe. It's not Joe Mad's style, right? Which
they're just his designs.
Yeah, but I wonder because that Maximum Spider-Man, right? That's supposed to be like a McFarlane Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, to be honest, I would prefer a Mark Begley or an Eric Larson, but you know what? I will take a McFarlane. And maybe that's their way of saying like, oh, we see your statues, McFarlane. We can do your style too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, it's true that probably. But it also kind of feels like it's like that is maybe they're dipping their toes into that territory of like, okay, well, what if we did more like artist specific renderings of these characters,
right. And they could do it because they did it for What If.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that was like animated style. They kind of did it. They tried it. They attempted it with like Alex Ross during the like one of the like the Avengers anniversary figures, but didn't really look like Alex Ross. But but yeah, I think like that could be that I would certainly love some just like anime style Joe Madureira X-Men figures.
Big feet, big hands.
Yep.
Yep. Give it all to me. 5739 would love an Ed Piskor X-Men line. Rest in peace. Absolutely. Johnny Cock, too bad Michael Turner isn't around anymore to design a line. Agreed. We lost him early too. Zach, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Just give me Art Adams figs. Give me an Art Adams Fing Fang Foom HasLab. I'll take that any day of the week. John, how do you pronounce the last name? Is it because my name? People always say like Doell or Duel. They don't really know. It's like Doell. So I was like wondering if it's like
could be Tool.
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 Spell it out phonetically in the chat for us, please. Has Joe Mad ever?
Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Has Joe Mad ever done anything X, like X-Men? I am curious. Randall Guzak doing my job for me. He's listing artists. I'm not going to go through all of them, or maybe we will. But there's a couple here I'd like to point out specifically because I think they would be really, really important figures to get. A Kelly Jones Batman.
Yep.
Would be
1000%
would be amazing. And also give me a Joe Kelly Mad Hatter as well. He look that one up. It's really, really good. Dan Jurgens on Superman.
Yeah. John Byrne on Superman.
I want Tom Grummett on Superman.
Oh yeah.
I want, or even if you just give me Tom Grummett style Robin and Superboy.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. Jerry Ordway, Superman, All-Star Squadron line, right?
And the best, Adam Hughes, JLA. His Martian Manhunter, the way he depicts that brow, amazing. It needs to be sculpted.
How come no Martian Manhunter figure comes with an interchangeable hand that holds an Oreo?
I know. Gotta have the Oreos.
I feel like this is why we need DC to. This is why I should be working on the DC.
Yeah. Whoever gets the DC license, that stuff. Oreos with Martian Manhunter,
Right. I get that. David Nerdy is here. Thank you for being here. Started the stream late, so way behind. Just wanted to mention that the engineer is in the Superman trailer. She's really hard to see, and she's above the Lex.
Oh, wow.
Logo
wild
building.
Cool.
Right?
I hope we get to see her all metal at some point.
Oh, same here. I assume we are.
Yeah.
I assume that'll be one of the big reveals. Luis, Art Adams, X-Women, 100%. John Toole, Romero, Punisher fig. I love this. Topher Khan, Alex Ross Bizarro is still one of my fave figs. I still own that as well. I still think that is amazing. Doc O's collecting Jada Toys for DC, Thundercats, and Zelda. Mondo for their high-end versions. You know what? That is one. Hang on. This is going to be totally off tangent for 2 seconds. Zelda.
Yeah.
Why hasn't that ever had a more prominent, highly articulated toy line?
Well, there's that like Figma Zelda.
There is.
Figma. I mean, there's like, they always do like Link, maybe Princess Zelda, maybe Ganon, but that's it. Nothing else.
Nothing else. Like, and let's go like, imagine if they did like a Zelda Maximum line, and you get Link, and he comes with like the candle and the sword, the shield, like magic hands when he's doing magic, playing his
I mean, the thing is, what I really want like classic Zelda. Like, I want Link with like the orange sleeves.
Yep,
you know,
like, I do too.
I want it in that like
just jumped off the cover of Nintendo Power.
Yes, in like the early '90s anime aesthetic. Like, I want like I mean, I love Breath of the Wild. It's like one of my favorite games ever. I love Ocarina of Time. But you know, in my heart, if I want like iconic back to like Link to the Past, but he doesn't have he has brown hair. You know, that's what I want for figures. And like, give me the goblins, give me the the wizards. Like, I'll take all of it.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not even gonna say it's a hot take. I am a huge fan of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link.
Oh, wow.
For Nintendo.
Wow. Saying that on the internet too.
I am going to say it. I don't care who knows. I'm a huge fan of that game, and I would love nothing more than, again, that like Nintendo Power era, like you said, like that 80s anime style Link.
Yeah.
Give me all those bosses from Zelda 2. Like, there's knights on like floating horses and like giant dudes swinging around maces. It's so cool. Okay.
Bosses for sure. But real before we move on.
Yes.
Like maybe like this size or like slightly smaller. Like maybe
Mega Man
Link
size?
is like, yes. So you can have like more like you can have like a forest and Link's house and dungeon things to build out. Like have more world, Epona, the horse, like
all of that. Like, who was it? Jack Specific did the Mario toys. They did a great job of those. And they did like even like the little mini figures that you fold out the play sets. You get like, give me that too. Okay. Yeah. This is a whole other episode this has turned into. This is all your fault, Doc O's collecting. Maybe Stockrocker bringing up those amazing bombshell figures. Yeah. Agreed. Right? Chris Babinski. Darwin Cook, Justice League from DC Direct. Those were great too.
Those are really good.
I still have my Flash figure from that as well.
Yeah, Catwoman was great in that one.
Right? John Romita Spider-Man.
Yeah, John Romita Spider-Man, like 1000%.
Well, I want the whole cast.
I want Peter Parker in like his yellow jacket with sideburns.
Did you see my wish list that I did for
and you had the whole supporting cast.
I had the whole supporting cast in there.
Before they all became super powered or super villains in their own right.
Trapped in time or whatever. Like, come on. Give me that. Hang on, make sure I'm not missing some of these good ones here. Alex Ross, anything, the new KO Kingdom Come. Oh yeah, those ones at Pop Mart. Kingdom Come Superman and Shazam are bonkers.
They're like third party.
They're like they're not third party. They're legit.
Oh really?
Yeah, you can get them at Pop Mart. They're amazing. They look.
But again, I've yet to like Alex Ross for having a style that is so photo real and very specific. I've yet to really see like figures that like capture that likeness, right? Like,
yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Mike Allred Ecstatics. Give me a Mike Allred Silver Surfer as well.
They haven't made any figures in Mike Allred's style. Like, I mean, I know they've made Madman figures, but
they made Dupe back in the
in Marvel Legends,
and it looks pretty close.
But he has such a distinct style, the way he draws, like the colors and stuff. Like that would be cool. Like a dedicated, some kind of Mike Allred figure line would be sick.
I would love that.
Cell shaded. I would need cell shading on Laura Allred colors for sure on the Mike Allred figures.
Sorry, I am just going through the chat here. Just we are way back. Everyone's still talking about
we're in Zelda. We're still in Hyrule. Yeah. Oh yes, Zelda. I was looking at Pixel Dan's toy hunts. He was like going through his like old bins, and he had like I think it was like a play school Ewok village. Like,
yep, that was great.
That's the Zelda aesthetic I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm with you. Topher.
Like chunky, like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, Topher Khan, Mike Allred, Daredevil for me. Agreed.
I gotta have like whoever gets the DC license, gotta have Mike Allred, Batman and Robin, Batman 66 style. Like it needs to happen. That needs to be in the universe.
Yeah,
in physical form.
Judd Toole asking, am I alone concerned about the female Silver Surfer? Hey, don't ask me how I know, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's no reason for concern.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
It's Jennifer, who's the actress?
I can't remember.
Julia Gardner. I know it's not Jennifer Garner, but it's Julia Gardner, right? It's great.
Here it is. Yeah, Julia Gardner.
Yeah, it's great.
She's great. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
enjoy the ride the wave.
Yeah. No, this is like I said, just don't worry about it. Enjoy the ride. Just trust the process on this one. That's it. That's all I can say on that. But I know nothing about anything.
That's ever. I want some of those Alex Ross Fantastic Four figures that he made. Yeah. For that I have the comic almost in arm's reach. This. So yes. Alex Ross like sculpted his own figures as to use as reference for this book, and that's why they look so like three-dimensional.
You know,
like, so there's actual like clay sculpts with like cloth goods, like iridescent costumes. Like,
yep, okay,
like, those need to be made.
I hear you on this, but I want Mezco to make those.
Yeah, I mean, like the
Mezco ones are already pretty close.
The materials, yeah, get those like actual iridescent materials. But yeah, and it's true, the Mezco ones are close. But you gotta like paint them, paint the skin tone on those ones. That's all I'm saying.
Right?
No translucent plastic skin tone.
Randall saying, I need a Keith Giffen funky version of Ambush Bug and that Legion of Substitute Heroes special figures. I'm with anything his style. Actually, I want a Trencher figure too.
Yeah, Trencher.
I can't, dude. Okay, hang on. We're now going off a tangent, and then we're gonna like end the show because we're at like an hour and a half. We've done a lot of listing. We've done a lot of like toy chat, but I want to say, so we were like in one of those wizards I bought when I was back on the farm. They're talking about kind of like certain titles that just got canceled at Image for not like delivering on time, and that was one of them.
Trencher.
Yeah, and they were like, that one just had to go. It's so funny because it's like, it's just Todd and Rob are the only two that won't shut up. The whole the whole Image team is there. Like Jim Lee, Larson, Silvestri, they're all there. They're just sitting back and just like, I'm not getting into the middle of this comment. You can tell, right? Like it's all in print. You can't watch video, but you can read between the lines that these three are just like, we're not touching this. Yeah. We're not touching this, because right in the middle of it, Rob and Todd start going at it in that exact classic way you hear about in Robservations, where one will say something passive aggressive, and then the other one will like fire something back. And it's just like, oh my God. It's so good. But yeah, it's one of those things they do kind of bring all that up. Oh, yes. Let's read it out.
Simon, Bisley, Lobo.
Oh, I feel like I got one like just at reach, and I don't think I do.
With the accurate elbow from the cover of Lobo's back.
Yes, I swear I had it like at an arm's length to reach. I have issue 1 and 2 of that.
I would love. So I'm on like a been on a Legends of the Dark Knight Kenner kick.
Nice.
And I've been looking at all these like Bisley Batman designs, like because he's like, it's not just Batman, like he's designed Joker obviously, but like also he has a crazy Catwoman and Harley Quinn, like Penguin, like Bisley Batman stuff would be really cool.
I agree. This one too, Johnny Disco.
Yeah, Sam Keith.
Sam Keith Wolverine. Give me a Sam Keith anything.
With the like spiral like tatters, like the like phone cord tattered costume.
I am a huge fan of Sam Keith's Nightcrawler.
Yes,
with, the long chin and the big ears and like
all
the long
shadow,
fingers.
Like,
so
alien,
good. Yeah, give me all of that. $5 from Mr. Johnny Cock. Thanks for another. Why can't I read tonight? Thanks for another super fun episode, gentlemen. My synopsis are just firing, thinking of all the possibilities. That's what. Just don't think of all the possibilities, but don't get your hopes up. That's all. That's right. This one's good too. Also from Johnny Cock. Can you imagine a Chris Pachalo designing more beast-like characters, his Lizard and Venom?
That would be so. Yeah, so in with the Joe Mad X-Men specific X-Men figures, I want Chris Pachalo Generation X figures in his. And again, like for having such a iconic, distinct style, there aren't a lot of figures done. Like I think maybe the only one is the Marvel girl from like the second Hasbro Marvel Legends wave,
right?
The like Rachel Summers figure that they did, which looks like it's pretty close to his like drawing, like his style at the time. So,
yep, it's pretty close. I actually don't mind that costume, but I was so excited to get a Rachel Summers figure when that came out, and it was just not the one I wanted.
Yeah.
It was so sad. All right, let's leave it. This is gonna be the last one we'll pull up tonight. Stanley saying, Alex, please give Mac and customer service an attaboy, please. He's been great via email for my Clayface.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Mac's the best. Like, yeah, I mean, just our customer service at Mondo is second to none. And yeah, Mac is he does such great work.
Yeah, I agree, Luis. Pachalo.
The cover, like, yeah. I mean, the Marvel Legend is kind of close. It's like they definitely kind of. I mean, obviously it's the costume and the sword and everything, but I feel like even like the facial features and stuff, it kind of like I think they were probably looking at the Chris Pachalo stuff.
Yeah, I would hope so. Now I want Marvel Legends to do the Rivals game. I need somebody to start. I need somebody to start making those figures like 3 days ago.
That's got to be in the works, because like also that's like they presumably have access to that 3D models like from the game. Like that's how like the Overwatch figures and stuff like largely work. I mean, it used to be that you had to like really clean that stuff up, but like, you know, I don't know. I think you could get like pretty accurate figures for those game models.
Yeah, I think you could too. And I just also with Marvel Rivals, I just want the art book, man. I see the art that's coming out that they're just putting out, and it just looks so good. Anyways, let's end her here. This was fun.
I think we covered it.
Covered it. I think we did. Do you got any final thoughts? There's a link down below for Clayface, by the way.
Yep. Yeah.
And Mondo. We didn't even touch, I guess because we touched on it big yesterday on Toy Anxiety, so you can always check that out. But the link down below to Mondo. Please check out the Clayface figure. Oh, sorry, you go.
No. Yeah, so the 1/6 scale Clayface is out. You can add him to your Batman the Animated Series collection. I'm so proud of that figure. Like, I just like looking at all. Raul Barrero shoots our, does our photography, and just those photos just make it sing. And but also just like anytime I see the figure, like it's just one of those ones where it's just like it hits me. It's like, I'm just so glad that like it came out the way it did. But yeah, so we've got that out, and we also have if you check out our site, we also have these 2 awesome Dune prints. That looks super cool. And
speaking of prints,
oh, nice. Yeah, I got mine as well. So cool.
I will be frame shopping.
Yeah, so we also we also do comic book reproduction posters, and our poster team does such a beautiful job reproducing and like up-resing and cleaning up, and these iconic comic book images, but done in the premium poster process.
It's awesome.
And then on Entertainment Earth, we have another variant of Juggernaut, of our soft vinyl Juggernaut, in a yellow suit with silver armor, like possibly from a certain part of the Marvel world.
Inspired by,
and he's awesome. I it's a great color scheme. Oh yeah,
Carlo, thank you for including a little jar.
I'm so glad that got in. That made it to all the way, because it's like it's like those are the things like you see it in the cartoon, like being able to like physically own that, like and like the factory like matched the colors perfectly, and it's just like it's one of those things.
Yeah,
it's cool to have.
It's a beautiful figure. It looks massive. It looks so big. It's intimidating to look at. It's so big. But it's beautiful. So everyone, please, even if you're like, I can't really afford it, just at least go on the website and just look at the details and the photos.
At least look at the pictures, because the pictures are art. Raul is he is a master. Like, if nothing else, like treat yourself to like his photography.
Yeah, treat your eyes. Give your eyes a treat. They've earned it. And also down below is the link to Alice's comic, 50 issues of All Haven Academy over on webtoon.com. Amazing. Again, because that is such a feat to be doing a full-time job and then pumping out 50 comics in a year. That's insane.
That's crazy.
It is insane. And yet she still found time every now and again to pop onto here and like just talk about shit. So amazing. So be sure to so check that out as well. We've got some friends of the show. We've got some links down there below, also connected in there as well. Please check out everybody. You'll see me next week on Toy Anxiety. Alex, you'll be back here. Are you guys doing another Mondo stream next week? Do you know?
No.
No Mondo stream, but you should subscribe to Mondo.
Yeah,
Just do it anyways.
Give us a subscribe.
Yeah, give them a sub. They talk about a lot of
you
cool
never
stuff.
know. Yeah, you never know what's coming, and you never know what you might learn or see on the stream.
That's right. You never know what Peter might accidentally leak.
There's a lot of stuff in the works right now.
It's exciting. Yeah, it's an exciting and worrying for your bank account time if you are a fan of anything cool. Yeah. So with that said, everyone have a great night. We will see you next week, and take care. Bye, everyone.
See ya. Bye.